Hello, everybody. I'm Dan, and I write the executive summary. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you who have tuned in to this newsletter over the last few months. And I haven't really had a proper chance to thank you all. I'm recording this message because none of the rest of my IT is really working today, other than my phone. And even on that, the email is bust. I'm having one of those days where you get locked out of something and then you get locked out of your email, and then a domain's gone wrong somewhere, so you can't get hold of anything else. It's just been an utter nightmare. So I've got someone on it at the moment, but it's taken ages to fix. So I thought I'm going to write an executive summary, a friendly little one to you, and also to just say hello, really, and tell you what I'm up to. Not that you'll be that interested; you'll probably be asleep by the time you hear this. But given that you do read this, and it's been an incredible experience watching the numbers go up, but actually the recommendations come in. You'll have probably seen the frequency of emails go down. And I'm sorry for that, but I've spent more time trying to write better pieces, longer pieces, more in-depth pieces, um, instead of just quick and dirty news analysis pieces, just something that's a bit more in-depth and meaningful. And I've had good feedback on that. I also had really good feedback on the survey from last year. And as a result of that, there are a few things that I'm changing and launching this year. The first one is a jobs email, because all of you are either entrepreneurs, you're and business owners, CEOs, or CXOs. There's a lot of people in the sort of senior leadership teams, and a lot of you are interested in opportunities and where you can take your careers, and are tuning in to listen about what's going on in the marketplace and what I'm seeing. But there are opportunities all over the place that I see. So I'm partnering with a company that's going to start putting some interim, some NED roles, some fractional things up, as well as some serious meaty C-level roles as well. So there'll be more on that when we figure out how that system works. The second thing is courses. So we're starting off with just a few courses. I'm going to start off with the ones that I've written, actually, and I've given over the years. I'm giving one at the moment to different boards on AI for execs and what that really means. But it's more of an introduction, I suppose, so that they can understand the context, the dangers, the benefits, and how to use it and who is doing what. But that's just a starting point, really. There are other things that I've done on, on messaging and on deal stories, on brand positioning, and so forth, that I've written and I've given them loads of times, but they haven't really got anywhere to live, so they're going to live here. But really, that's a starting point. I've got other folks who want to put their courses on now as well, some from universities and some from who are independents. I like the independent ones more myself, but some universities want to do that too. They're not really MBA type of things. They're more like, I think most people here are probably beyond MBA to an extent, and they're more of those sort of micro courses for really intense little periods about learning about specific things. So that's really cool. The third one is something for the weekend. I've been sort of toying with this for a while about the kinds of things. Why do you work and why do you do the things that you do? It's so that you can actually enjoy your time and enjoy the things that you buy. That's a bit more around those sorts of things, and with a heavy dose on mindset, actually. So I think I said at the end of the last year, I really want to write more about people and about mindset and about how we think our way around problems. Because for years I've written about corporate stuff and strategy and how you win and how you compete and how you take out competition. All that stuff's great, and technology, etc. That's all really good, but there's a human side to everybody, and I've become much more involved and interested in the sort of coaching and the mindset side of how people achieve the things that they do. On top of that, I've recorded a few podcasts over the last few weeks, and just collecting little ones here and there. And a massive thank you to the Kef Studios, actually, for supporting me with that. There'll be more information on that coming, but the one blocker I've got on that is I haven't got a name for the podcast, and you'd have thought we'll just call it the Executive Summary, but there is another Executive Summary podcast out there, so we're not doing that. So it needs to be something that can sit alongside the Executive Summary. I don't know if you've got any ideas, let me know, because I'm stuck and I've got other things going on. Really, in my other work, I suppose, you may have seen I rebranded my consultancy, which was called Talejo, to The Proposition, primarily because people couldn't pronounce the word Talejo. So that was a project I'd wanted to run with all of last year, but really got going with it over Christmas, and I'm really pleased that I did, because I've had some great feedback on it. But the proposition is really a reflection of what I do, the work I do, which is build the narrative that companies need to go into the market and sell. That's the stretch of work that I run over, and it works across, the board, the marketing, the sales, and the customer functions. It doesn't just work on one of those things. So people say, do you do marketing? I can do marketing, and we can bring all kinds of marketing capabilities and partners in. But equally, and probably more important, is the sale. And more important than that is the customer. So everything we do starts with a bit of research about what is it customers really want. And then you work backwards to align all of those functions to demand. And the big thing that brings it all together is the story. So that's the proposition. There's another piece of work I'm looking at the moment. Well, it's a client partner that's coming through right now that we're taking through our Launchpad into the market, which is a cost takeout product, which is it's a marketplace for cost takeout. And there are some really good products on the market right now, and very few of them are able to get to the right people, the right markets in the right way. So as one of our missions, we'll be taking them into the market and making some introductions to the C-level buyers who are interested in saving huge amounts of costs without changing the outcomes of what they do and what they buy on the operations side. That's massive. It's a huge opportunity, that one. And then, of course, AI. That is, it takes up so much of everybody's time in terms of talking about it and looking at it and so on. There are hopefully enough pieces on that for you, but if there's anything you want me to write about that, please do ask. I keep a very close eye on it, and I play with a lot of the tools and talk to a lot of the right folks who are building and developing those businesses, including the big, US big tech ones. But if you've got any questions on that, do send them over. And finally, of course, as business owners and CEOs and business leaders, we are all having a great time with our government right now. And you'll have seen I write the odd piece about the economy and the environment, and and what we've got to deal with. I hope you like those pieces. I spend time. I help some of my clients get into government and get into large organisations where it's difficult to meet the right folks. And as a result, I talk to people about what's really happening behind the scenes, and it's fascinating. If you've ever worked in government, you'll know how hard it is at the best of times. And I just think, some of the people trying to get the right things done have got the best will in the world, but it must be very difficult with the steers that they have, and as you'll have seen in my last article, the number of special advisors who haven't got the experience per se. Anyway, so that's it. 7 minutes. I think that's probably enough of you hearing from me. I'm so grateful that you tune in. And if you do get time, please recommend the executive summary. Send it on to your friends. Invite them to subscribe. I'll be inviting all of you to events that are coming up, although there's now quite a lot of subscribers, so I don't think we'll have that many places for everybody. But thank you again. And if I can do anything to help or write anything for you, let me know. The aim is to keep the newsletter free. But they'll be monetized in other ways with those sorts of partnerships. So I hope you find that interesting, engaging, and useful. Take it easy.